Like, what in the world is that? I mean, they've never seen anything like it. Hey, this is Jason with Denwerks. Got you something really cool today. 1966 Ford F100, half-ton little truck, you know, custom cab, just a beautiful little truck. You know, we're out here on a farm, and I thought it would be kind of fitting to show it to you. We'll do a little walk around it. I love the two-tone on it. I think they call that amber glow. I know they call that amber glow for Mustangs in the Wimbledon white. And the truck's just a nice truck. It's just a nice driver. It's not restored or anything like that. Has been repainted once, and it's got a few little bumps and bruises, but I mean, it's just perfect. And I just love the look of it. And we'll just walk around. I'll go ahead and show you the lights. Got your headlights, got your marker lights, got turn signals, got your left, got your right. Then we got bright lights. There's the bright lights working. So everything's working, even the rear lights and everything, and I'll show you those here in a minute, but we'll just do a little walk around. Truck is really solid, factory V8. It's a 352. I think that the grills either were painted and stuff, or they had an aluminum grill like this one, and actually the grill's in nice shape. You'll see some little tiny scratches and little road wear and different things on it, but I just love the look of this front end of this truck. Just really got a nice look to it. One thing that these trucks have a lot of times is rust right across the front, and this one here is rust free. I mean, it's actually a really nice hood. Right here you'll see some close little chips and little nicks and different things from being driven, and I love that emblem. But you'll see little tiny, you know, just tiny little flaws in the paint just from age. I mean, the paint's really old. You'll see some little dents right there in the hood. Hopefully you can see that. And you know, nothing major. And you know, the bumper's in good shape, you know, but it has aged. You look down the side of the truck, it's actually pretty straight, looks nice, and you'll see some scratches and again some little creases and different things. Right here there was a repair. I show you on my lift. It's actually really solid there, but you can see some little filler, a couple little cracks there, and you know, they didn't do a great job there when they repaired it. And you can see some little chips that have been touched up, and you can see some little cracking in the lights right there in the lenses. But you know, the truck's just got really nice patina, and it really has a nice look. You can see the emblem here, the twin I-beam suspension. You know, the tires are in pretty good shape, and that's not a factory hubcap, but I went ahead and made a sticker for it, and that would actually be on a regular hubcap, the correct font and everything. But you look at the bottom of the rockers, really nice, not rusty, but you know, it's just a clean old truck. I like these trucks too, with the custom cab with all the trim. You know, you could also call it a deluxe if you wanted, and you know, it's fairly in good shape. I think the other side there might be a screw or something in one of the pieces I'll show you in a minute. And you can see here a little crease that's been touched up, a little scratch that goes all the way down right here. And also there's a little scratches here and a small little crease there. You can't really see that unless you look on the side. Look around the wheel lip. You know, again, it's not rusty. You'll see that little scratch right here. You know, it's just part of the course on these old trucks. I mean, they used them. You don't see these trucks too often, and this will just be a great truck for somebody. Why don't you go ahead and rev it up a little bit and see it doesn't blow smoke or anything. It's amazing how smooth this truck runs. And you know, it's just running single exhaust, but it's really a smooth running truck. I love driving it, and you'll see me driving it, and we'll pop the hood open and stuff so you can see it in a minute. But we'll go ahead and flip it around so you can see the other side. Okay, here we are. We flipped her around for you. I just had to stand here for a minute and look at it. I mean, it's really cute, and this is one of these trucks I'd really like to keep. We'll start here in the back. Right now, I think he's got the brake lights on. Yep, put the brake lights on again. You can see they work, and tail lights are on right now as well. You can turn the blinkers on. You got your left, and you got your right, and even the license plate light works in there. You can see that. That plate doesn't go with the truck. I put that on there for fun. If in 1966, if you came off the farm and you went over to the local Ford dealership, they would put one of those on there for a test drive, and or maybe the salesman would bring it out to the farm for you, you know, so you can take a look at it. So I just put that on there for fun, for shows and different things. So I mean, this is a truck that you know, it's not a show truck, but you would take it to Cars and Coffee. You would take it to you know, any event, you know, Saturday cruise-ins and everything. Just have the time of your life. And you know, this is one that your wife or you know, your husband will ride in the passenger seat and smile. I mean, it just drives real smooth. It doesn't smell inside or anything. It's actually pretty clean. We'll show you that in a minute. So we'll look down the side here. I know I'm rambling. That's just my style, though, and I like to talk a lot. So good thing there's not really an audience here to tell me to shut up. So we'll look around the wheel well. You can see there's no bubbling or anything around there. You can see on the bottom of the bed, it's in good shape, but you will see the little chips and scratches, you know, in really good shape. I think it had a canopy on it at one point. You can see these little holes right here, and that probably explains why the bed is in such nice shape. You know, it doesn't look like it's hardly hauled a load in it, and you know, it's not all dented up or anything. And there's one little spot of rust in the corner here, and it's really minor. You can see right there. You know, it's something I probably wouldn't even fix. And we'll look down the side here. You look at the bottom of the cab. It's in good shape. I had a friend called me one time. He's probably watching the video now. Actually, he's probably not, because he's like, man, those videos are boring. No one's gonna watch those videos. But I don't do the video for entertainment. I'm doing it because I want you to see what it looks like, you know, kind of see it in person. And if I was trying to make a fancy video and stuff, it would be totally different. But I'm just doing it for you guys who actually want to buy it and you know, learn more about the truck. And so here's some little chipping here. You can see just been touched up a little bit. You can look at the bottom of the fender. It's in good shape. I don't know if a little paintless dent removal guy could kind of move that, but you know, there's that ding there. You can see a little tiny crease here, and here's that little screw that was in that piece of trim there. And you can look here on the twin I-beam. They actually reproduce these now, but you can see there's little cracking in the lens a little bit. Gotta love Oregon. Okay, I figured we'd do a little cold start. Haven't started it today, but you can see here on the dash, it's got a choke. Go ahead and pull that. You can see over here we got the Lucky Rabbit's Foot. I remember winning a lot of those at a fair when I was a kid. But go ahead and I'll turn the key on the on position. You can see the alt light and the oil light is on. You can see the gas gauge is working. You'll also see the temp gauge right there on the right. It's cold. So anyways, we'll push in the clutch. give it a few pumps of the gas, and we'll turn it over. We'll go ahead and let her warm up. We're going to take it out for a ride here in a little bit and do the rest of the video, but I'll go ahead and show you a few things. Right here's that's for your emergency flashers. You can see up here as well the blinkers. Now on right and left, it goes on the same one. If you look over here, put it neutral there. I'm going to turn the lights on. You can see the bright lights right there. And horn works. And then also I'm going to push the choke in there a little bit. This is where your heater is. Whoops, hopefully you can hear that. There's low, there's high, then this is your temperature over here. And no cigarette lighter in this one. And I do not know what this little button is there. Actually, I never pushed it before. I might have could have got worried there and ejected myself out of the seat. But anyways, and then you'll see the overdrive switch right there. So anyways, we'll take her out for a little spin. Hey, here we're out cruising the F100. This is just perfect scenery for it. You know, we're out here on these old farms and stuff, and over here on the right, there's a beautiful vineyard up here on the right-hand side. But this truck drives so nice, so smooth, and it's just amazing for 1966 technology, and just amazing the condition of it. One thing that helps a lot is that the guy did a lot of suspension work to it. He redid the brakes, and it's just smooth. It's not loud. I mean, you can barely hear the engine running and stuff. It's one-hand steering. You can see here I'm just going through all these turns, one hand on the wheel, and we'll come up to a stop here, and I'll show you how nice and straight it stops. We're going about 50 right now, but I'm just putting the brakes on, and I'm putting them on pretty hard, very straight. And so it's just amazing how it handles. It shifts nice. It's a 3-speed on the column, and which really makes it nice too, because you don't have a shifter out here in the middle, and you can easily put 3 people in here. So anyways, we'll pull over here in a few minutes, and you can see the inside. One thing I forgot to mention, there is a cigarette lighter in it, and you do have to hold it in, but it does get hot. So if you got a USB or something like that you want to throw in there, you can do that. And it's definitely hot, and so it does work. So anyways, we'll just cruise around. Okay, here we are. We're going to take a look at the interior. First, I wanted to show you that actually the key does work. Inside is actually in really nice shape, and one of the reasons is I had the seat recovered. It was actually a tan seat originally, and it had so much duct tape. It had more duct tape than those guys that make those little wallets and stuff. I mean, it was covered from here to here, and if you ever sat on duct tape, not very fun. But I didn't want to go back with the tan. I wanted something that would kind of correspond with the truck, and you really can't get an original seat for these anymore, because usually they had like an embossing right here on the top that said Ford, and you can't get that anymore. So I went ahead and I kind of changed it up a little bit, but the stitching is what you would see in one of these trucks. This panel up on the top is original, and the way it wraps around here is original. So I was trying to make it still be kind of an original look. But you look across the dash, it's in nice shape. They didn't put a dash pad on these, and I do a cold start, and so I won't talk too much about the instruments and stuff, because I'll show you them all working and different things. The the wipers work. You can see the overdrive right here. That's one thing I didn't show during the video when I'm driving it, and but it does work, seems to be functioning. You look inside the door jambs, very nice, not rusty, very clean, and that's one place you want to look on all these old trucks. And very good condition. You can see it hasn't had any major accidents. You can see the original spot welds, stuff, especially up around the edge here. You look around the gutters, again, they're not rusty. That's a notorious place, and in very clean shape. And go ahead and look at the doors. Again, they're in really good shape. I show still photos as well underneath. Underneath here, it's not rusty. It's hard to get my camera down there, but again, there's no rust. I did put new door seals around it, so when you shut it, you got to kind of shut it kind of hard, because it's not used to having brand new seals on it. And you can see the original tag right there, and you'll see a photo of that too, so you can decode it and stuff. So well, I'll hop around to the other side and let you take a look. You can see also a couple little cracks in the steering wheel. Just wanted to point that out real quick to you. So we'll hop around the other side and let you take a look. Okay, here I am on the passenger side. Just wanted to show you the door lock. Well, it does work. Got my lucky rabbit's foot. One thing I was talking about a minute ago on the driver's side, these new seals, if you don't shut it hard enough, the rubber's getting in the way, so you just have to shut it just a little bit harder. And we'll just take a look. One thing that I found really nice is that this original floor mat is actually in really good condition and in really nice shape. It has a little bit of age, but it's in great shape. You can see underneath the dash, it hasn't been all monkeyed with. Wiring looks good. So inside the glove box here, this is pretty cool. You can see the original owner's manual. It was bought new down in California in 1966, Davis, California, Hart's Motor Company. It'd be interesting to see if there was actually a Ford dealerships there. But what I found really interesting with this truck, and I had already purchased it and I didn't know this, the people that bought it in 1998, they did a record on it every time they put gas in it, every time they changed oil, every time they fixed something like brakes or bled the brakes and things. But in 98, it had 95,000 miles on it. It's got 150 on it now. The odometer says 50, but it documents everything in here. Here's a new clutch, new throwout bearing, and they did put a short block in it, but it is a correct 66 right here at 39,000. They put a used engine short block in it, and it runs really good. And even right here, it's just kind of interesting. Truck unused for over a year, and so they didn't drive it for a year. And so it's just kind of nice to have that history, and especially on a truck. Everyone's, when they're looking at Porsches and all that stuff, they want something like that. I mean, that's pretty detailed, and someone took the time enough to do that on this truck, and which is really nice. It tells you something about the owner. I'll just show you here. The window does roll up and down real good. I'm just using one hand. One thing I'll notice, or I'll note here, it could use new window felts in it, and new rubber around the wing window. And I'll go ahead and show you that other window. It rolls down nice as well. And then also, this is the original, come back here for a minute. Go ahead and put the dome light on. You just twist that light. Twist it the other way. There we go. The dome light works in it, and you can see the original cardboard up here for the headliner, and it's actually in good shape. You can see some little cracks around the rubber on the rear window, but anyways, overall, I mean, it's in great shape. You look at the jams, again, it's not rusty, no damage. I thought these things were neat too. There's one on each side. It's an air vent. Sometimes I wish our new cars had that. You can see one over there on the other side, and it opens and closes too. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and show you underneath the hood. There's a little latch right here. You just look up underneath there, and you just pull that. It's hard to do with one hand, but I can imagine I can do it. Let's see here. I've done it a few times. Maybe I'll switch hands. There we go. Hopefully you won't be holding the camera in your hand when you're doing this. Anyways, we'll take a look here in the engine. You know, the engine was in really good shape when I got it, and didn't have to do a lot to it. Put new valve cover gaskets on it, but like I said, it had a new short block put in it, and the guy did a nice job with that. But it is a 66 engine. They didn't VIN stamp these or anything. It's not like a K-code Mustang or anything. It's a 352 big block, so like the 352, the 360, 390, 427, 428, we're all in the same family. It's called an FE, and all those engines say 352, but it does have the C6ME part number on the engine block, and the heads are 66. The intake's 65, but that would have been correct because they use the same intake for 65 and 66. But overall, I detailed the engine like I do on everything. I do it on all my own personal rigs, so I'm not trying to make it look like it's a brand new motor or anything like that, even though it runs like one. And I just wanted to look nice underneath the hood and detail it and tune it and everything. So the main thing you want to look at under here is, you know, there's no accident damage. You look at all the aprons, very, very clean, very, very straight, and looks good. One addition that was put in here was an aluminum radiator, which I don't mind, and keeps it nice and cool. And this is the kind of truck that you could, you know, not like to say you would never have a problem or anything, but I mean, if you lived in Florida, I'd say fly in, drive it home. And it's comfortable to ride in, and it is trustworthy, and it's got good tires on it and stuff. But, you know, you look at the aprons, you know, very clean. And one thing you'll notice too, on these trucks, usually they are rusted to death up underneath here. This one is very clean, and I don't see any rust spots. You can see the original spot welds and everything. Up underneath here, there was an insulation, and you could put insulation back there if you wanted to, but that's why it looks like that. It's the old glue. But go ahead and start her up for us. You know, it starts real easy. You heard the starter drag just a little bit there, but nothing wrong with the starter. It's just the key was left on for a second. But see how smooth that is? Very nice. Go ahead and rev it up a little bit. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. I mean, it's pretty amazing. You'll see here it doesn't have power steering on it, but I mean, it drives like a dream down the road. I'm very impressed with it. You know, no noise. Exhaust sounds great. Exhaust manifolds sound good. You know, no leaks or anything. Go ahead and rev it up on this side. One thing here, you can tell this engine's pretty torquey. Rev it up one more time, you can see the body. You know, those motors are just bulletproof, and great motors. So anyways, we'll put it on my lift, show you some other stuff, and we'll go from there. Okay, here we are underneath the F100. It's nice to do a video underneath the cars, and you'll still going to see the still photos and everything in the auction. There'll be a lot of photos, probably 20 or so of it underneath, but I think doing a video underneath, as I mentioned before in some of the other videos and auctions we've done, just gives you a different perspective. I get to talk about it a little bit more, get to poke at different things, and, you know, just show the structure a little better. And but anyways, you'll still have the photos too. So thanks for viewing again. So we'll just start up here in the front. You can see the tires actually in pretty good shape. I'd say they're probably 75%. No weird wear or anything on them in general. And so if you look here on the front end, this is a twin I-beam suspension. And I'll show you something real quick here. You can impress your friends. You see this part number? You're looking at it upside down, but it says C5TA. C is for 1960, 5 is for 65, and then T is for truck. So if that said C8, that would be 68. If it said C9, 69. If it said D1, you're right, 1971. But as you know, this truck's a 66. But Ford, if they use the same exact part for 66 and 65, then it would have the 65 part number. That's why you see that on the engine, up on the intake manifold when we were talking about that earlier. And one thing I'll show you here, too, on the block, it's a 1966 block. You can see C6ME, and that is the correct block for this truck, though I mentioned before that the short block has been changed on it. But this truck is, like I mentioned before when I was driving and stuff, drives so nice, and probably one of the best driving trucks I've ever had. And this is one of the reasons why. A lot of this stuff has been changed here. You can see it's got new kingpins in it. It's got new springs. Everything's been restored. All the brakes have been redone all the way around, and I'll actually show you a photo of the drums off of it. And it does stop like a dime. And you can see here it's got new hoses, but the whole front end of this truck has been rebuilt. It's got new bushings here. You can see back here on the torsion bar, brand new bushings, front and on the other side. It's got new shocks as well. And there you can see that brake line. But you know, suspension wise, excellent shape. And I don't see any signs of any accidents on this truck or anything at all. The frame horns look good. You know, no hits or anything like that. If you look up in here behind the tail light, behind the headlight area, you can see there's no damage. You can see here it says 14. That's actually a factory chalk mark, and from the factory, which is pretty neat. And you can also see that the body mount is in really good shape too. And we'll walk around here to the other side. You can see that it's got two body mounts here. Now, when I'm talking about the mount, I'm talking about the structure. But you can see the rubber here is pretty good, but this one has a little crack in it. But it's not so bad where I'd want to change it or anything. But that'd be easy for you to do on a weekend if you chose. We'll go ahead here. Look at the spring. You can see the inner wheel housing. Looks real good. And we'll look back here at this headlight, back behind the headlight. You know, again, no accident damage or anything. And you can see inside the fender, looks in really good shape too. We'll go ahead and walk down here and look at the rockers. You can see here the rockers are in really good shape. You know, they're not rusty. You can see the back of the cab. You know, it's really nice condition. And here we can look at the side where it's painted. You know, again, no rust. And one of the reasons it's not rusty is, see these little drains, they're not clogged. And so if you got an old truck, even newer trucks, they've got drains. You want to you know, get the debris out of those. We can look here on the floor, everything, it looks in nice shape. Go ahead and look up here. We did do a couple little repairs on it. There was a couple little pinholes. The guy before me had put some little sheets of metal. You can see right here, we put a little patch on the floor. This is about where the gas pedal is. We put a little patch there, but he had put big sheets over the floors, and actually they weren't that bad. There was a couple little pinholes, but you can see here these little spots. Those are where he had screwed it down, so we welded it in different spots. And right here we welded a couple little spots for some little pinholes, but overall they weren't bad. You can see over here on the passenger side, this here again was where there was rivets through there, and we went ahead and welded them up and coated the floor. So floors are actually really nice on this truck, and you can see the inner rocker, really nice. A lot of times these are just rusty. You can see underneath, this side of the rocker is in great shape too. So I don't think I showed you this side here, that inner rocker. Again, very nice. You can see the braces going across here. You know, again, no rust. This is actually a really clean truck underneath. I'm actually pretty impressed. You can see there the back of the cab. And you can see the cab here with the drains. Look good. You can see up here, you know, no accident damage on the bed. This here is just, you know, factory undercoating that they put on it. And the bed is in really nice shape. You can see on this side, you know, again, it's in nice condition. Again, this is just undercoating and dirt. And there was that one spot in the bed that I showed you right up in the corner that was a little rusty right there. Can't really see anything underneath here, but looked more surfacey, but it definitely could be repaired up on the top. Honestly, I'd probably just leave it, but you can see in here the inner quarters on the bed look really good. The bed drop off looks in good shape. It's not rusty underneath here. Look around the wheel lip. Here you can see the original spot welds and stuff. They look good. And you can look right underneath here, across the bottom of the bed. I'll take you over on the other side real fast. I'll show you the transmission here in a minute. Check the fluid in here, and it was very clean. You can see the original tag, C6TA, and I just put 817. That's when I checked it. You know, the shocks in the back are in really good condition as well, and the brakes were redone in the back as well. And you can see the new little studs right here. You can see a new Zerk fitting up here on the cylinder. I'll take you over here to the other side. You know, you can see underneath the bed, you know, it's not rusty. You can see the original spot welds around the lip here. You know, the integrity of this truck is in really good condition, and you know, it's obviously been used like a lot of trucks, but it's in really nice shape. And take you over here, just looking at the bottom of the rocker. I'll show you the transmission real fast. I kind of showed you the motor, but this is the overdrive unit right here. Right here's the overdrive. It's like an electric thing when you pull that lever. You can see all the mounts and everything look good too, and the motor mounts up front looked really good. I'll show you that in a second. And but here I checked the fluid in it too, and I just put 817 on it, and the fluid's very clean. There's the starter. I'll show you the motor mounts real quick. Yeah, right here. Motor mounts look real good on the truck. And again, like I mentioned before, the motor isn't freshly rebuilt or anything. We just detailed it, and but it was rebuilt not long ago. The bottom half was, and when they put a new short block in it. So, but they did use a 66 block. So anyways, hope that helps you a little bit underneath the truck. And if you got any questions during the auction or anything, just give me a call, you know, make comments, and you can email me. So anyways, thanks, and have a great day.